ACEC's upcoming annual convention and legislative summit is not just about advocacy. Join us for sessions focused on federal market opportunities, workforce and employee retention, technology innovation, and financial management. These sessions are tailored to give you information you need to help your firm succeed in a complex and competitive marketplace. Visit our website for a full schedule of sessions and register today. I look forward to seeing you in June.
Welcome to Engineering Influence, a podcast for the American Council of Engineering Companies. And today we're going to take a look at something that is a huge member benefit, really a massive member benefit for the employees of your firm. And that's the ACEC Retirement Trust. And to talk about the trust, I'm very pleased to be joined today by Deb Stevens. She is the Executive Director of the Trust and newly into the role. And Deb, thank you so much for joining us today. This is a great program. Full disclaimer: I am a participant in the Retirement Trust and are the employees here at ACEC National. But tell us a little bit about yourself, when you came into the role, and what you're excited about now heading up the trust.
And thanks for having me. I appreciate that. First, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my retirement plan geekdom. I'm a self-proclaimed retirement plan geek. I started my career after I actually answered a newspaper ad. Yep, it was 32 years ago. I had just graduated from college with an accounting degree, and I applied to the National Automobile Dealers Association. So I've had association experience. I got a job as a benefit specialist in the retirement trust there. It was called NADART. And as luck would have it, that started me on my journey with the retirement plan industry. I basically held every position known under the sun pertaining to retirement plans, including a job with a third-party administrator, and then a couple of longer stints with two associations. I can continue and say that I also add to my geekdom in that I am a member of the American Society of American Society of Actuaries and Pension Professionals, and I have a QKA designation, which means Qualified 401k Administrator.
You are an expert.
I am.
You are an expert. I wish I paid as much attention to my retirement, my 401k as really I should. So, it's good to talk to somebody who knows exactly what they're doing from a benefit side and, how everything works, because it can get complicated. It really can, because there's a lot to proper retirement planning, and, especially in this market, in this economy, it's critically important that people pay attention to it. So, what, in your experience, having so much association experience and working with, retirement plans, 401ks, why is the ACEC Retirement Trust kind of special in how it's situated for our industry?
Yep. As mentioned, yes, I've had experience with two different retirement trusts for associations, and ACEC definitely takes the cake. No offense against my prior employers, but I'm truly amazed, first of all, by the trustees. So the retirement trust is run by a board of trustees. There are 7 members, and they have to be ACEC members and members within the plan. So they have to have a plan within their organization. They put in so much time to keeping this thing going. I'm merely here to act as the support coordinator and manager of the program, but these trustees, there's 7 of them, really put in a ton of time. And, they have a fiduciary responsibility. Through ERISA, they are considered a discretionary trustee. And so they are the ones who really have the oversight. They hire, fire all of the partners within the program. Empower is our record keeper. Cap Trust is the investment advisor, and McDermott, Will, and Emery is the legal counsel. We have a specific ERISA counsel that we contract with to make sure that we're doing everything the way we should be, or that the trustees are doing it. So, my hat goes off to these trustees. They put a lot of time and effort into this. So that's the first thing that's super special about this program. It's the passion of these trustees.
But then again, the trustees, I mean, they know the industry, and they understand that with the trust, you're able to leverage your relationships and the agreements with all these other these partners that make up the trust to really give a small firm the same kind of competitive advantage as a lot of these larger multinational firms. And for a small firm owner to be able to provide an employee benefit that is as robust as that the trust offers, it's a really significant competitive advantage, and a very, especially today with workforce being such a scarcity, really a competitive advantage on the marketplace for talent.
It totally is. The trust definitely takes advantage of the economies of scale. There is over $2.3 billion in the trust. That's the combined assets of all of the plans in the trusts. That gives us a lot of buying power to be able to negotiate, the fees that are paid to the record keeper and to all the other providers that we use. It is especially important to use that economies of scale to have access to institutional level investments within the trust. So you can't be an average plan, off the street and get the funds that we have in the trust at the cost, so that it's very low cost, because we have that economies of scale. We have that $2.3 billion behind us. So it's fantastic.
And then Empower itself, as far as a tool for the user, offers a fairly robust online platform for employees to access their information, calculators and the like, to actually kick the tires on their planning and to see how it actually matches up to reality. In your experience, how is the the range of tools for the end user compared to some of the other plans that you've worked with in the past?
Yep. Through Empower, it's called the participant experience, and it is top notch. I've never seen anything like this. Empower has, I'm a very visual person, so I want to see, how close I am to my goal to get to retirement, what I need. And, they actually used a lot of financial, behavioral finance to create their online presence. And, all of the tools are designed so that it's easy for anyone, no matter what their level of expertise regarding 401ks or investments, is. It's easy for them to follow. They actually break this down and don't really say, okay, you need $3 million to be able to retire comfortably. It's more, this is, how much you make today. And they use their magic to come up with this number of what you need on a per month basis. So if you need $3,000 per month, this is how much you're going to have to contribute over the life of your working years in order to make that happen. So it's actually more attainable to people, at least in their heads. So it's a fantastic program, yeah.
And it's easy to use. It's not intimidating. And it's a very user-friendly setup with sliders, and you can kind of, go as you go and see exactly how things match up. So it's a very powerful tool for the user. The retirement trust has been, it's a member benefit in such that really you don't get really any other. It's just unique to engineering because it's designed for engineers and for firm owners to provide their employees with a robust retirement platform. And we, of course, you're going to be in our convention coming up in a couple of weeks. You'll have a booth down in the exhibit hall, and I encourage anyone down there. And number one, I encourage everybody still to register, because registration's open, and we want to make sure that we make sure that everybody knows that you can still have time to get your ticket down to the convention, the annual Convention and Legislative Summit, taking place at the Grand Hyatt in Washington, D.C. From June 11th to the 14th. There's a plug for that. But what's new at the Trust? What are you going to be telling people who stop by the booths at the convention about what's new at the Trust?
Well, I obviously we want more participation. The U.S., as you know, and many people know, we're in a retirement crisis right now. Not many people have what it takes in order to retire comfortably, or at what their perceived level of comfort is. There's, I think the average, I just read this in one of my geek publishings, is I think the average person has about $185,000 in the retirement plan at age 65. That is not enough. Luckily we do have Social Security benefits that helps, but if things go the same way and on the same track and with the same, funding that is happening right now with Social Security, they say it's supposed to run out by 2035. So, we have issues here. So we want people to be able to have access to a retirement plan. And this is top notch. It's really unlike anything I've ever seen before in my 32 years. So it's a no brainer, honestly. So come to the kiosk. We have kiosks this year at convention. Most of the, if not all of the trustees will be either at the booth or around the convention hall. We're all able to help you, just talk it out. If you already have a retirement plan, great. I'm so excited for you. Keep going. But we're happy to talk to you as well if you think it's time to, make a switch or explore your options.
I think you can't underscore enough and you're right, it is a crisis. So it is something that for a country where, we're so focused on work and we're so focused on producing, especially employees at engineering firms, that you'd hope that you take a moment and think about your own financial future. And the fact that the majority of Americans, unfortunately, don't have that security blanket, and relying on Social Security is not a given. So having access to an employee benefit like the 401k through Empower and the ACEC Retirement Trust is significant, because it really just gives you a leg up. And it's starting early, is they always say, start early and maximize your benefits, right? So get as much pre-tax income locked into your 401k as possible, as early as humanly possible. But if you find yourself in a position where you haven't had that, it's not as though, well, game over, you're not going to be able to do it, right? There is you can catch up. There are ways that you can do things so that you can get that nest egg going. And that's why it's important to talk to your HR person. It's important to talk to your advisor through the ACEC Retirement Trust to figure out exactly how to do that. And that's why it's so important that you take advantage of the platform, and participation is key to your point that, the more people who participate in the program, the better the program gets. The larger it gets, the more robust it gets, and economies of scale. When you have a larger user base, then you can negotiate better with the actual providers of the program. So that's another reason you want to get people in. So really encourage everybody to stop by the kiosk.
Yeah. And, there is something relatively new within the trust, and it is the Participation Advice Service. We call it PAS. It's through Cap Trust. Everyone who is in the program, who has a plan, every participant has free access to an advisor to talk to them about their retirement plan. Are they taking advantage of the match to the fullest? What about the investments that they are in? Is there something that they should do based on their risk tolerance? So, it's a free service available to everyone, and it's an excellent program.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much again for being a part of the program today. I really do encourage everyone attending the convention to go and check out the Retirement Trust Kiosk. And if you're not at the convention, unfortunately, then you should go up online at www.acrt.org. The Retirement Trust is up there. You can access all their information. But Deb, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And again, this has been another episode of Engineering Influence podcast from the American Council of Engineering Companies. We'll see you again next time.